Good evening, calling all amateur radio operators. Welcome to the Crooked River Amateur Radio Club Tuesday Night Net. My name is Pat, and my call sign is November 8, Oscar, Quebec, Papa. But for the purposes of this net, we'll be using the club call of Whiskey 8, Charlie Romeo Charlie, or CRC. This is an open and directed net. All amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in with us. You don't have to be a club member. As long as you have your amateur radio license and equipment, check in with us. We're here. I lost my place. Open and directed net. Okay, that's done. All traffic must go through net control. And since emergency traffic can pop in at any time, we ask that you leave small pauses between transmissions. The purpose of this net is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information, and to keep our club members and the amateur radio community up to date with club meetings and happenings. And to enhance, of course, the net operating practice. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 local time. We will start with announcements and then take check-ins from anybody that members or managers or the general amateur community that has announcements or information of general interest to our net. Once that's completed, I'll take regular check-ins. I ask that you give me your call sign, repeated phonetically, followed by your name. When all the check-ins are completed, I will close that for readings. And we get to the announcements. About the only thing we have on the agenda for this week is we have a field day meeting coming for Winter Field Day. This is do it or get off the pot time. We need to get this decided, get started and everything. If you're going to attend that meeting, it'll be on Zoom. I'm not going to make everybody go out in the cold, heaven forbid. But we need to have this and decide if we're going to do this or not. The link for it will be posted on the CRARC Facebook page, and we'll also be doing it. If you need it emailed or whatever, I can do that, but it will be on the Facebook page. I think that's about all the announcements I have for the moment. Oh yeah, there is one other one. February 1st, dues are due. If you're planning on joining our club, and you pretty much went through the trial period with us, and even if you didn't, we do ask that we're starting to get down to the nitty-gritty here. So dues are due, and if you can get them mailed in, get them. If you need PayPal, there's a way to do that. Just let us know, and we can explain that to you. But we're getting to the point where we need to get this off the ground, and I'd like to see anybody and everybody join us here. It's going to be a fun club once we. I think I'm timing out here. But anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. If you'd like to, if you have any announcements, let's bring those first. If you have any announcements, please call W8CRC.
Kilo Alpha 8, Bravo Sierra Alpha.
Go ahead, Keith.
Alright, I'll jump in there with tonight's trivia question. Y'all ready for this? I hope so. Who is the patron saint of ham radio? A. Echo Alpha Zero Juliet. B. Sierra Papa 3 Romeo November. C. Fox Oscar 5. Boy, I messed that. Yeah, Fox Oscar 5 Golf Juliet. Or D. Sierra Uniform 1 Victor Nancy.
That is a good one. Who is the patron saint of amateur radio? Keith, I hope you can stand by here while the net's going on. I'd like to hear some answers here, but any other announcements from you?
No, that's it. Ham radio related.
Okay. Well, you're going to have to hang in there till the net's over. Anybody else have any announcements? Okay, hearing none. That is a good trivia question. I've heard that one before, and I think I know the answer, but we'll have to see here. If you'd like to check into our net, let's do general check-ins now. If you'd like to check into our net, please call W8CRC now.
W8CRC, Pat. I'm going to be in and out. I'm on the phone.
Want to take a quick try at the trivia question?
I don't have a clue.
Keith, you're doing well with Stumpin' Ted. All right, Ted, if you want to come on back once you get off the phone there, we'll be here for a little bit. I have you checked in. Next check-in, please.
Whiskey Delta 8, Bravo Quebec Sierra, Steve with WD8 BQS.
Okay, I got WD8. Give me the other ones, Steve.
Bravo Quebec Sierra BQS.
Okay, and who were you with? Or you had somebody there who was the same call?
No, that is me. Whiskey Delta 8, Bravo Quebec Sierra, Steve. You know me.
I was just trying to figure out if maybe Mike was with you or something, but I'll take it for what it is. Okay, that's fine. Be back in a second here. Anybody else want to check in?
Bat KD8 DXF, Kilo Delta 8 Zulu X-Ray Foxtrot, Dan in Cuyahoga Falls. How you doing?
88 question mark again?
Kilo Delta 8 Zulu X-Ray Foxtrot, KD8 DXF, Dan in Cuyahoga Falls.
Okay, Dan. Not doing too bad here. CXF, I think. And that's Dan. Let's go for a couple more if we have them. Anybody else want to check in?
John in Akron.
Okay, John in Akron. What's the call sign?
Kilo Alpha 8 Golf, Kilo Golf, KA8 GKG.
Okay, John, didn't recognize your voice there. HN. One more, and then we can come back to the top.
KD8 ZXE, Mike and Talmadge.
KD8 ZXE. Evening, Mike. We'll do that back to you in a second. All right, let's go back to the top. Steve-O, what's up? WD8 BQS from W8CRC. Go ahead, what's your comments?
Okay, Pat, very good. Appreciate it. Just like to say hi to everybody on the net. And I think I know the guy's name, but I'm not sure of the call letters. So I guess I'll excuse myself because I'm pretty sure I got his name, but don't know his call letters for the saint of amateur radio. So that's a good one. Never really thought of it much, but it just came to me in a flash. That's about it. Back to net, Pat. WD8BQS.
Okay, for those of you just joining us, we have a trivia question tonight that was brought by, It was brought by BSA. Good Lord, I just have these. Poof, it's gone. Okay, I gotta make sure he got BSA. Jeez. All right, his question was, who is the patron saint, or what is the call sign of the patron saint of amateur radio? You can, as we go down through the list here, you can tell me if you know, or if you don't know, just tell me. So let's go to ZQF. Good evening, Dan. What's up, sir? We got ZXF. Sorry about that. KD8ZXF from W8CRC.
My wife had my radio. Yeah, this is just Dan, Steve's son-in-law. Just wanted to say hi. Steve told me about the new club. I thought I the new radio, the new HT I got.
Oh, good to hear you, man. I didn't realize. I had a feeling that may be you, but I wasn't sure. How you been?
Pretty good. I haven't been on in a while, so all I do is talk radio all day for a living. So sometimes I just forget about it and don't turn it on.
Yeah, well, I suppose Steve has told you all this, but we started a club back on the 18th of July last year. We just now got everything in place. We just became ARRL affiliated about 2 weeks ago, and things are looking pretty on the way up. But I'm glad you're joining us. Tell the wife we said hi.
I think she's going to check in here shortly. She's trying to find her radio. She misplaced it, so I told her just use mine.
That's cool. That's cool. Either way, you're hitting the machine pretty well. Anything else for the net? Any idea on the trivia?
Near the trivia, I just mainly wanted to test this out. My old radio was a 5-watt HT, and this one's a 10, so it's good to hear that it's coming on good.
You're 100% in.
Have a good night.
Straight on. Have a good to hear you. And we will move on to, I can't read my, GKG, that was it. I got a pen screwed up there. GKG, good evening, John. What's up, sir?
I'm on an HT.
You're barely. I heard I'm on an HT, and that was about it.
Yesterday, I worked.
You're not making it, John. I heard I'm on an HT, and that was about it. Probably want to move positions or something. We'll come back to you here. Let's take KD8ZXC. Good evening, Mike. What's going on, sir?
Hey, Pat, and everybody on the net. Just wanted to check in and say howdy. You can tell my brother-in-law and I got our license at the same time. He's ZXF and I'm ZXE, so they must have been on top of the stack in the pile when they were handing out the call signs. But it's good to hear him on the net, and good to hear the club is getting some momentum going.
We can use it. It's we've been hitting 10 check-ins pretty much since we started this. Well, I think this is the 6th week. So we're not doing too bad. It's getting into people's minds and having them remember it and stuff like that. It'll happen.
Yep, it sure will. As far as the trivia goes, I'm going to disqualify myself. The suspense was killing me, and I looked it up on my phone, so I know the answer, but I'm not going to spoil it in case somebody else really knows it from their heart. So I'll listen and see if anybody else comes up with it. Good to talk to you, KD8ZXE. I'll be listening.
Okay, Mike. Have a good evening, and hopefully you'll be right. But let's go ahead and move on and see if there's anybody else out there. I do have Keith, but I think he was just going to monitor for the trivia question now. Don't go away, Keith, because I'm going to need your answer when we're done here. Anybody else want to check in with us tonight? If you do, call W8CRC.
Hi, Pat. This is Mary Kate, KD8CL 0 Delta 8 Lima Tango.
Good evening, lady. Good to hear you. It's been a while. Your audio is like really light. You need to come up on that radio a little bit or something.
It's been so long. I'm on my husband's HP. I can't find my radio since the last tornado warning we had.
That was better, much better. Well, you need to dig it out and start talking to everybody now. You know, this is the time to do that kind of stuff.
Once I find it, hopefully I'll have more.
We'll be in here. Like I've said, this is a new club for pretty much everybody. Really wanting to get it put together. Come February, I'm going to start looking for meeting places and stuff like that, to where we'll be able to meet face to face. Not sure when it's going to happen yet, but hoping by the end of February or something like going. That helps you go. We got financial issues kind of standing in the way, but we'll get through them. It's not that big a deal.
Sounds good. I'll get my membership dues in here shortly.
We'd appreciate it. And we shall, do you have anything else for tonight?
That's all. I just wanted to give you one for your numbers here.
Give me a call sign again quick, please.
KD8ZLT.
KD8 question mark.
Zulu Lima Tango.
Zulu Lima Tango. Got it. All right. Thanks for checking in with us, Mary Kate. Hey, fun hearing you. And we will hopefully talk down the road here. Go find that radio. W8CRC. If you'd like to check in with our net tonight, we've got a pretty good one going here. There's a trivia question, everything. If you know the trivia question answer, of course, I should probably read the question. Who was the patron saint? What was the call sign of the patron saint of amateur radio? Check in and let us know. This is W8CRC looking for check-ins. Sierra, question mark?
Whiskey 8, Sierra Echo Golf, Sierra Echo Golf.
Sierra Echo Golf. And the name, sir?
This is Nick, about a couple doors down from you. We're making the long trip to the repeater and back, just go a few doors down.
I'm going to get used to that call sign one of these days, Nick. I'm telling you what. Between you and John out there, I'm going to get used to it.
Well, it comes from a internet name I've used for many years. It is sock-eating golden, from a golden retriever I had in college. Sock-eating golden.
That's cool.
So not much for the net. One ham radio saved today as I had a tailpipe fall off my pickup truck, and used a cord for an electric cord for my mobile radio to tie it back up so I could get to the muffler shop. That's about it. That's the life of Whiskey 8 Sierra Echo Golf, and I'll turn it back over to the net.
Want to take a shot at the trivia question?
I have known it in the past. I've seen it, and I didn't commit it to the long-term memory, so I will be listening for the answer as well.
If you need me to reread it, I have it in front of me, Pat.
Why don't you go ahead, Keith?
Okay, tonight's trivia question. What is the call sign of the patron saint of ham radio? A, Echo Alpha Zero Juliet. B, Sierra Papa 3 Radio Nurse. C is Fox Oscar 5 George Juliet. I'm getting tongue-tied now. D is Sierra Uniform 1 Victor Nancy.
Anybody would like to take and recheck and guess that, you're welcome to. Let's see if there's anybody out there that wants to check in with us again tonight. If you'd like to check in, please call W8CRC.
KD8, UK Mobile, in and out.
So Delta 8, Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG, Nick in Orville.
Okay, Nick in Orville, got you. SLG. Can you give me the prefix, please? Hang on a second. Nick, give me the prefix of your call.
Kilo Delta 8.
Okay, so it's KD8 SLG. Gotcha. And I did hear Elmer, which is HNK.
Affirmative, I'm in and out, Pat.
I heard you, Elmer. I figured that's what was going to happen. Hang. I got you. You're checked in. All right, anybody else want to check in with us?
C8, Charlie Tango, Portage Lakes, and I'm out, and I have no idea what the trivia answer is.
Okay, Gary. Hi. We'll let you go this time. That was Gary in and out. Anybody else?
John in North Royalton, in and out tonight.
Okay, John in North Royalton. I didn't catch what your call sign was.
NU8Y, November Uniform 8 Yankee. No answer on the trivia.
Hey, thanks for checking in from us, North Royalton. Not too bad a shot. Thank you for the check-in. Okay, we got two that are in and out. Let's see, I got another. We got Nick and Nick. Let's go back to the first Nick there. W8CRC. I think you were already in for comments, right? to the other Nick, KD8SLG. Do you have any comments for Annette tonight?
W8CRC, this is KD8SLG. Thanks for having me. I got here by way of WB8CXO is streaming your net on YouTube, and he sent out notifications, and he does that for a couple of our nets on the WKY, and wanted to jump in and say hi to all y'all. And that's all I got tonight. I'm going to guess Delta for the trivia question tonight. And it's great hearing some new and different voices and call signs on the radio. So great hearing y'all out there. KD8SLG, back to net control.
That's a big reason I like doing these nets. You know, we wanted something different. Yeah, it's taken a while to take off, but we're doing all right. And the different voices you hear, just because of the way things are, you know, it's fascinating to me. Anyway, thanks for checking in with us, and have a good evening. Anybody else want to check in? W8CRC looking for check-ins.
N8RKA.
N8RKA. Oh, Grumpy, what's up?
Same different day. What's your trivia question again? Didn't hear it.
There was another somebody jumped in on me. Was there somebody else there? Yeah, I was hearing things. Keith, you want to read the question again?
This is KABSA. Okay, the trivia question tonight is, what is the call sign? Boy, I cannot talk. What is the call sign of the patron saint of ham radio? A, Echo Alpha Zero Juliet. B, Sierra Papa 3, Romeo Nancy. C is Fox Oscar 5, Golf Juliet. D, Sierra Uniform 1, Victor Nancy.
What do you think, Artie?
That's not a word. You know that how that goes. We have to think a lot. B, Bravo.
Okay, we have B, Bravo. That's kind of what I was going to guess. I haven't really decided on these yet. Yeah, the first one almost sounded like it could be that one, too. We'll find out here in a couple minutes. Anybody else want to check in with us before we close this up? Okay, hearing nothing. Let's go back to the top here. We will, as far as announcements go, we do these nets every Tuesday night, of course, 7 p.m. Please make a note of it. We really like to have your check-ins, and it is muchly appreciated. We do have a meeting coming up tomorrow evening on Zoom. The Facebook, the club Facebook page will have the link probably sometime this evening, so you can set it up if you need help getting into it or whatever. But we will be there with that. I think that's about it for this week. We do, I'll take one more round of check-ins, and then we'll read the answer to the trivia question. Any other check-ins? Want to check in before we close? CXO, I knew you were lurking out there somewhere. good evening, Mike. You said B for the trivia? Okay, thanks, sir. We will hopefully chat with you later on. I'll probably be on 220 after a little while here, after I get the other stuff I got to do this evening done. Have a good evening, Mike. Thanks for the check-in. Anybody else want to check in with us?
KAHGKG recheck.
Go ahead, John.
I hope you can hear me better now. How do you copy?
50%.
Okay, I'm going to agree with Mike there. On the trivia, I'll go with D as in Delta. All right, 73, we'll catch up with you later, Pat. KAHGKG.
Okay, John, have a good evening, sir. I got you marked as D Delta. And we will go with that. All right, anybody else want to check in real quick before we close this, or we'll go ahead and finish the trivia question off and head out of here for the weekend, or for the week. If you'd like to check in with our net, please call W8CRC. Okay, hearing nothing. I will let Keith read the question, read the answers, and then give us the right one, okay?
That's what I was planning to do. This is KA8BSA. All right, tonight's trivia question. What is the call sign of the patron? Boy, if I ever get past that word, it'll be amazing. What is the call sign of the patron saint of ham radio? A, Echo Alpha Zero Juliet. B, Sierra Papa 3 Romeo Nancy. C is Fox Oscar 5 Juliet Golf. And D is Sierra Uniform 1 Victor Nancy. And the correct answer is B, Sierra Papa 3 Romeo November, who is Saint Maximilian Maria Kolbe.
Very good, sir. All right, anybody want to recheck and change their answers? I'm not. I'm just kidding. Let's go ahead and get ready to close this up here. In preparation to close this net, we'd like to thank all of you that checked in tonight and took the time to join us and check in with our net. Without you, or without your participation, there would be no net, and this is very true. I wouldn't have anybody to talk to. This has been Pat, November 8, Oscar Quebec Papa, and it's been my pleasure to be in the net chair this evening. At this time, I will go ahead and close this net, which is a record setter for us, with 15 check-ins, including myself. And I'll return the repeater to normal and customary amateur radio use. This is the Whiskey 8, Charlie Romeo Charlie. That's right, yes. I still ain't got that correctly in my brain. And we will go ahead and close the net at, looks like 25 to 8 local time. Have a good afternoon, or good evening, everybody, and hopefully see you on the Zoom meeting tomorrow night. 7-3 all, and AOQP.
Hey, thanks a lot, Pat, for doing the net. Appreciate it. And my wife told me something very interesting. I don't know if everybody knows it or not, but that Maximilian Kolbe volunteered to to be put to death in the gas chamber in place of another younger guy that had a family, and I just thought that was pretty interesting. WD8BQS.
Very interesting. Anyway, thank you for that, Steve. I'm going to go. I got something else I got to go get set up and running, so I'm going to have to dash here. We'll probably talk here, hopefully by tomorrow night, whatever. And have a good evening, sir. Thanks, everybody, for checking in. And I don't keep it. I'm out of here.
Pat 73 and 73 everyone else. It's dinner time. This is Kilo Alpha 8 Bravo Sierra Alpha.
By the way, Keith, your point percentage went up 20% here. Just over the trivia question. And I don't keep it. I'm out of here.
Keith, I'm not sure. I might have doubled with you. WD8BQS.
Well, if you did, you did. I'm not going to hold it against you.
Okay, Keith. 73. Catch you later. WD8BQS, clear.
73 KA8BSA.
Brainstorming ideas to keep his fellow amateurs engaged. His more popular ideas included a Saturday 9 a.m. net on 40 meters and the East Coast Reflectors net, the second Cup, also at 9 a.m. Monday through Friday. A veteran of the U.S. Navy, he leaves behind his family, including his wife Phyllis, who he had known since he was 7 years old. Tom was a friend of mine. He was 66. I'm Dave Parks, WB8ODF.
It's going to be a busy year for the Ham Radio Village, K0HRV, helping nurture and create new licensed hams. George Zafiropoulos, KJ6VU, has the details.
Members of the maker communities, as well as people involved in STEM and STEAM activities, will be getting enhanced access to the path to prepare for an amateur radio license with the help of an $18,000 grant from Amateur Radio Digital Communications. The funds are being given to the Ham Radio Village, K0HRV, a Colorado-based nonprofit that has been advocating for more individuals in various technical fields to get their amateur radio licenses. As always, Ham Radio Village intends to provide these communities with hands-on experience, expertise on amateur radio issues, and to lead license testing both online and in person. Ham Radio Village is known for its presence at DEF CON, a hacker convention held every year in Las Vegas, and hopes that this grant money will take its efforts beyond there. The outreach will include such other conferences as GNU Radio or GRCon, Maker Fairs, and the IEEE Communications Conference. This is George Zafiropoulos, KJ6VU.
Time to identify your station. We're the Amateur Radio Newsline, heard on bulletin stations around the world, including the W8CRC repeater in Burlington, New Jersey, Fridays at 7 p.m. local time. New Starlink satellites have been launched in preparation for the start of experimental texting via space. Kent Peterson, KC0DGY, brings us up to date.
SpaceX has announced that the recent launch and deployment of 6 Starlink satellites is expected to enable texting from space this year on an experimental basis for mobile phones in partnership with cellular operators. SpaceX has partnered with T-Mobile USA to conduct the initial tests and also has agreements with providers in Switzerland, New Zealand, Japan, Canada, and Chile. The company is hoping the satellites will help eliminate cellular dead zones, enabling users to send text messages even when they are in regions outside the T-Mobile network. The Starlink model differs from the service provided to Apple's iPhones, which use an emergency SOS via satellite, utilizing Globalstar satellites to establish a connection between the iPhones and ground stations. These 6 new satellites have a greater optical reflectivity than other Starlink broadband satellites. During the webcast of the January 2nd launch, SpaceX said they plan to consult with astronomers to determine what impact, if any, these new direct-to-cell satellites will have on observatories so SpaceX can make any necessary orbital adjustments. Starlink has told the U.S. Federal Communications Commission that its ultimate plan is to deploy 840 such satellites for direct-to-cell communications during the next 6 months. Voice and data services are not in its plans until sometime in 2025, and Starlink must first get regulatory permission for commercial use. This is Kent Peterson, KC0DGY.
As amateurs prepare to pack up and travel to Ham Mission in Orlando, Florida, organizers of the annual event have announced winners of 2 major awards to be presented there next month: the Carol Perry Educator of the Year Award and the Gordon West Ambassador of the Year Award. Jack Parker, W8ISH, has that story.
Louis Malchik, N2RQ, a co-founder of the ARRL School Club Roundup and an active participant in this year's event for more than 25 years, will receive the 2024 Carol Perry Educator of the Year Award at Hamcation. The honor recognizes educators for their contributions to advancing amateur radio among students. Lou is a former chemistry teacher at Brooklyn Tech High School in New York, where he is an advisor to the school's ham radio club, W8CRC. Lou also serves as a trustee for the ham club in Stuyvesant High School, W8CLS in Manhattan. He is also chairman of the Long Island Mobile Amateur Radio Club's Education Committee, which has sponsored 5 student contacts with amateur radio on the International Space Station. The Gordon West Ambassador of the Year Award recipient is being shared by Fred and Anita Kemmerer. Fred, AB1OC, and Anita, AB1QB, promote STEM education through amateur radio instruction and youth outreach through the Nausea Area Radio Society in New Hampshire. They are also the creators of Ham Boot Camp, which helps new licensees and prospective hams upgrade their skills. Fred is director of the ARRL's New England division, and Anita is an assistant division director for mentoring and the development of new hams. Hamcation is being held from the 9th through the 11th of February, when the recipients will be honored. This is Jack Parker, W8ISH.
The religious pilgrimage that began on January 8th in India is known as the Ganga Saga Mela, and is known for many things, but sadly the annual gathering of tens of thousands of worshipers from around the nation is also known for more than its share of people who go lost or missing. This year, a group of amateurs specializing in reuniting families has taken a proactive approach with a new online resource. Jason Daniels, VK2LAW, explains.
Tens of thousands of Hindu pilgrims travel from around India to West Bengal for an annual festival of spirituality and renewal known as the Ganga Saga Mela. They arrive in pursuit of a dip into the waters of the confluence of the Bay of Bengal and the Ganges River, but many of them end up in pursuit of family members who have somehow wandered off. Ham radio operators with the West Bengal Radio Club have developed a specialty over the years in facilitating many kinds of reunions for missing persons. And this year, the Hams have introduced a web portal that will help the lost become found. The website enables people to upload pictures of the person they're looking for, eliminating a long-standing issue of language barriers at such a large event. The West Bengal Club Secretary, Ambarishnag Biswas VU2 JFA, said the website myham.in will display photos along with information about each person and their last known location. The Mela is scheduled to conclude on the 17th of January. This is Jason Daniels, VK2LAW.
In the world of DX, listen for Chris, WA7RAR, operating as 8P9CB from Barbados, IOTA number NA021, until the 25th of January. Many of his activation sites are also POTA sites. Listen on 20 through 10 meters, where he'll be using CW and SSB. See QRZ.com for QSL details. Bob, W9XY, and Ken, K4ZW, are on the air from the ET3AA club station at Addis Ababa University's Institute of Technology until the 20th of January. They will concentrate on using the high bands, QSL via N200. SOTA summits have always been a special destination for those of us who embrace the wilderness of the airwaves in combination with the wilder spots here on Earth. For our final story, Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, tells us how enthusiasts in Scotland have been celebrating the life of one amateur who embraced both pursuits in different countries for many of his 80 years.
The islands of Scotland, with their varied landscapes and promise of adventure, called to Andre Saunders, GM3 VLB. Starting in the 1960s, he distinguished himself through a variety of portable operations and specialized aerial designs, concentrating later on the islands of his own home, Scotland. When he became a silent key in 2019, he left a means for the Lothians Radio Society to encourage amateur activity on those same islands that had served him so well. The Society, which launched an award scheme in 2022, recently announced the 2023 winners of the GM3 VLB SOTA Islands Award. Ben Lloyd, GW4BML, in first place, and Paul Hodgkinson, G4IPB, in second place. The Society also honored Gust, W9SSN, for successful activations furthest from his home QTH. The award has just entered its third year, and anyone in the world can help pay tribute to Andre with a series of valid activations from any SOTA summit in the GMSI Scottish Islands region. You simply have to be willing to travel to the islands, then climb or walk, sometimes through deep bogs, in Andre's footsteps. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
If you have a piece of amateur radio news you think Newsline would be interested in, send a brief overview via the contact page at arnewsline.org. If it's newsworthy and we'd like to cover it, we'll get back to you for more details. Meanwhile, if you're feeling even a little bit poetic, visit our website to learn more about the Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge. We've started a new year and a new challenge. Use the entry form on our website, and please follow the rules for the proper number of syllables when writing your 3-line haiku. And be sure to check out our previous winners. With thanks to Amateur Radio Daily, Amateur Radio Digital Communications, ARRL, CQ Magazine, CNET, David Behar, K7DB, DX World, EME Conference, Frank Bauer, KA3HDO, 425DX News, India.TV, Michael Colley, W4ORL, QRZ.com, ShortwaveRadio.de, The SOTA Reflector, Space News, ThePrint.com, WMTW, WJBQ, and you, our listeners. All from the Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, non-profit organization and incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you'd like to support us, visit our website at arnewsline.org, and know we appreciate you all. We also remind listeners, if you like our newscast, leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Jim Dameron, N8TNW in Charleston, West Virginia, saying 73. As always, thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
W8WKY. Time out. The weekly Serenet, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes.
If you have been following our live streams, you might have wondered
W8KOC, this is AA8CS.
AA8CS from W8KOC.
Good evening, Fred. Hey, I just wanted to touch base. I just sat down at the radio from coming home from the grocery store, and I just wanted to make sure you had a trivia question tonight. Or I don't know if you've talked to Eric, but just want to make sure.
Eric did contact me, and he has offered to provide a trivia question. I'm sure it's really great. Not a problem there. If there are any kind of announcements you'd like me to provide for the net, that would be really great. Otherwise, I'm going to conduct everybody to W8WKY.org.
The important thing is the meeting this Thursday. So that is the announcement. Over to you. This is AA8CS. Break a leg tonight, Fred.
I was going to do, and I'll explain to everybody else if they have any interest in upcoming VE test sessions or whatever, they can go to our website. Thank you for contacting me this evening. And, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to hear you this evening. I hope I will. But you take good care of yourself, Gary. Thank you. Appreciate it. AA8CS, WA8KOC.
W8KOC, November 8, Whiskey Bravo. I am here on the side in case you had anything about the VE stuff, but that's just throwing that out there. Good to hear you, my friend. Have a great night.
And I'll probably call on you, Stefan, if you do not mind. And, yeah, there you go. We're all squared away, I think.
Roger, Roger. November 8, Whiskey Bravo, clear.
W8KOC, KE8VKA. Josh, good evening.
Good evening, Fred. We just wanted to pop our heads in here and say hello. If you wouldn't mind checking us in and out. We're about to run into the store, so please check in and out KE8VKA and KE8YUK and Little Miss Betty. 7 3s. See you at the meeting on Thursday, Fred. KE8VKA clear.
Affirmative. Josh and Lucy are going to be marked in and out. You guys have a good evening. Look forward to seeing you Thursday. Be safe. Enjoy the store.
Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Darn, I think she's about 12 seconds behind. CQ. This is WA8KOC calling CQ for the Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association's Tuesday night weekly net. I will be using the club call this evening, W8WKY. It's great to be here with everybody this evening. And before I get going on anything, I will go ahead and give the announcement that I have. This Thursday, our meeting will go ahead and have Wadsworth Eagles hosting us. Hopefully everybody can attend the meeting, and hopefully everybody has a good evening this evening here on the net or elsewhere. I do have a couple of in and outs already. KE8VKA Josh and KE8YUK Lucy with Miss Betty on the side. They were in and out, and I'll go ahead and see if anyone else has any announcements other than this coming week's meeting at the Wadsworth Eagle. Anyone else? Well, it's the start of a new year, and I hope everybody has had a good one so far. Weather's kind of icky, but that's okay. I mean, it could be worse. I'm sure it could be worse. I'll go ahead and say good evening to everybody. Anyone that would like to check in and out check-ins for the Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday night weekly net, please call W8WKY.
Kilo Bravo 8 Victor Hotel Mike, Tom and Green, in and out.
Kilo Delta 8 Echo Papa Charlie Kitty DPC Dustin and Medina, in and out.
November 8 Whiskey Sugar Bill in New London, in and out.
Mike, could I have your call sign again? That was awfully quick. My apologies. WB8CXO. Gotcha, Mike. Thank you for checking in. Other in and out stations, please give me a call.
E8ZNF, Craig, Jackson Township.
Craig, that was a kind of nasty start to that transmission. Could I get your call sign phonetically again, please?
Kilo Echo 8 Zulu November Foxtrot.
E8ZNF, affirmative. Thanks, Craig. We got you marked in and out. Anyone else for in and outs?
Kilo Alpha 8, Mike November Tango, Tom and Canton, in and out.
Scott Rebellion, in and out.
If I can pick it up here. I did copy KA8MNT, Tom, gotcha. I think I heard Scotty in there, KE8VOX, and there was another station. All I heard was buzzing. If that station could up the audio and re-identify for me, very pleased.
That sounded like Doug Hunter.
We'll call it KE8JNH. Doug, if that was you, we've got you marked in and out. Thanks for being here. Miss talking to you, pal. Be good. Take care. We'll talk to you soon. Anyone else?
W8WK.
Whiskey 8, Gulf Mike Fox, in and out.
I think that was Mike Fox.
Gulf Mike Fox. GMF.
Affirmative. W8GMF. Any other in and out stations?
Kilo.
And 8WHR, Mike in Brunswick, in and out.
N8WHR, Mike, we got you in and out. Thanks for checking in with us. Come on back and spend some time with us when you can. There was another station that checked in right before. Mike?
Yeah.
Louisville, KE8VCA, in and out, please.
Eric, affirmative. Got you in and out. Thanks for checking in.
Here is KB8LNK. We'll be in and out tonight.
KB8LNK, thank you for checking in. We'll mark you in and out. Come on back and spend some time with us when you can, pal.
DEP.
I just doubled with the station. The last letter in the suffix was P. Could that station please re-identify?
KC8DEO, Benny and Doylestown, and also KC8DEP, Brenda. You could check us in and out there, Fred.
Benny, Brenda, got you checked in and out. Thanks for dropping by and saying hello. Miss you, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Anyone else?
Kilo Alpha 8, Oscar Alpha Delta. Ken and Fairlawn, in and out.
Ken, could you please re-identify for me? I missed that. I'm sorry.
Sure, no worries. Kilo Alpha 8, Oscar Alpha Delta, KA8OAD.
I should know that by now. Thanks for checking in and out. Appreciate it. We will talk to you soon. Anyone else? All right. Quite a few in and out stations this evening. Everybody that checked in and out, thank you very much. I don't think I missed anyone. We'll go ahead and pause for just a moment here. Okay, I'm going to run through this list of in and outs, and hopefully I didn't miss anybody. KE8VKA, KE8YUK, KE8VNM, KD8EPC, N8WS, W8CRC, KE8ZNF, KA8MNT, KE8VOX, KE8JNH, W8GMF, N8WHR, KE8VZA, KB8LNK, KC8DEO, KC8DEP, and KA8OAD. Did I miss anybody for in and outs?
How about Kilo Bravo 8, Victor Hotel Mike?
KB8VHM, got you on the list. Thanks for checking in and out. Anyone else?
KE8, IME, David, Sterling, Ohio.
And David, you are in and out this evening?
Yes, in and out.
Affirmative. Anyone else in and out for the Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Weekly Net? All right, hearing nothing else, good evening one and all. Thank you for the in and out station check-ins. We do appreciate it. Do drop back and spend some time with us when you can. We're going to go ahead and start taking regular check-ins for the Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Weekly Net. We're going to have trivia provided by W8ELM, and he's going to have a great question, I am sure. Any stations from anywhere, I'm not going to go county by county, any stations from anywhere wishing to check in as regular check-ins to the Tuesday night Sarah Weekly Net, please call W8WKY.
November 8, Whiskey Bravo, Stephen Wadsworth.
November Tango 8 Delta NTAD Dave and Copley.
Kilo Echo 8 Whiskey Victor Victor KE8WVV Ethan in Manaway.
Kilo Echo 8
Uniform KOC, this is KD8SLG Kilo Delta
John
Sierra Lima Golf, Nick in Orville.
Alpha 8 Charlie Sierra, this is Gary in Fairlawn, AA8CF.
Kilo 8 Papa Juliet Whiskey K8 PJW Philip Twinsburg.
I'm going to pick it up there. I may have just doubled with somebody. So far, regular check-ins, NAWB, NT8D, KE8WVV, KE8UIB, KD8SLG, AA8CS, and K8PJW. Anyone else?
Yeah, KC8. Fox Queen Victor. Good evening, Fred. KCF8.
This is WO3X Whiskey Oscar 3 X-Ray John in Cuyahoga Falls.
Whiskey 2 Juliet Lima Sierra John in Fairlawn.
Kilo Charlie 8 Hotel Delta Papa KC8 HDP Jerry in Shreve.
Kilo Golf 4 Sierra Charlie Kilo KG4 SCK Mark Copley.
All right, not taking any chances on missing anybody. I'm going to read back who I've got for regular check-ins for the Sarah Weekly Tuesday Night Net. NAWB, NT8D, KE8WVV, KE8UIB, KD8SLG, AA8CS, K8PJW, KC8FQV, WO3X, W2JLS, KC8HDP, and KG4SCK. Anyone else? All right, not hearing anything, I will go ahead and call a little bit later to see if there are some late check-ins. Good evening to all of you. Appreciate your presence here on the Silver Creek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Weekly Net. It's a great time, and I'm going to go ahead and, on top of saying good evening to all you folks, I'm going to get it right over to Eric for our trivia question. I know he's just been waiting patiently. Good evening, Eric. Can you give us your question, please, as I will go through the list later, ask how everybody's doing, and ask what their answer is. W8ELM, W8WKY.
W8WKY.
I got it the first time, Fred. No, I have not been patient. Actually, I've just been pacing up and down. I'm just so anxious to give this trivia question tonight. This is W8ELM. And your question for tonight is, which of the following is not an instrument employed for meteorological purposes? In other words, the weather. Which of the following is not an instrument employed for meteorological purposes? Is it A, alpha, sling psychrometer, B, Bravo. Pyrheliometer. That's P-Y-R. Pyrheliometer. C, Charlie. Anemometer. Anemometer. D, Delta. Manometer. Manometer. Or E, Echo. Barometer. Barometer. I'll give them one more time. Which of the following is not an instrument employed for meteorological purposes? A, alpha, sling psychrometer. B, Bravo, pyrheliometer. C, anemometer. D, manometer. Or E, barometer. This is W8ELM, back to net.
Eric, I'd like to start off by saying great question, and thank you so much for providing us trivia questions as you do on the Tuesday Weekly Net. Sincerely appreciated. This one is going to be interesting. If you could put me down for A alpha, I would sincerely appreciate that. And we're going to go through the list here, say good evening to everybody, see what they got going on, and see what their responses are. NAWB, November 8, Whiskey Bravo. W8WKY. Good evening, Stefan.
W8WKY, November 8, Whiskey Bravo. Good evening, Fred. It's been a while. My apologies. Been trying to catch up with a little bit of sleep since I retired, but I have gotten on the net a couple times in the morning on the barometer net. That's not my answer, by the way. But, all right. So I'm going to go with, let's see, I'm going to go with C, Charlie. C, Charlie. I missed a couple of them. I had my head tuned up, but that's my problem. I did want to throw something out there really quick. We got our next PE session on February 3rd. Anybody that's listening or anybody wants to upgrade or, get a license for the first time, the listeners upgrade to general or extra. That's coming up February 3rd at the Wayne County Justice Center. And we are going to have Bill Knopf, Doug Hunter at the door, Jerry Strope, Gary Foster, and Eric, our trivia master, are going to be on our wonderful VE team down there at the Justice Center. So I just want to throw that out. Everyone have a great time, and I'll be listening and waiting for the answer. November 8, Whiskey Bravo, back to W8WKY. Thanks, Fred.
Stefan, thanks for being here. Thank you for alerting us to the fact that February 3rd will be in the next VE test session. We appreciate everything you and your VE team you've assembled do for amateur radio, licensing people. Nobody's had anything but great things to say about it, so thank you very much. Hopefully retirement's going well. You get your rest, buddy. You might need it. And we will mark you down for letter C, Charlie, for the answer to the trivia question. And you take good care of yourself, pal. 7-3. NTAD W8WKY. Good evening, Dave. What's new and what's your answer?
Oh, good evening there, Fred. Well, I'll tell you what's not new is that it's cold. It's supposed to be wind chills. It was minus 15 tonight. I made it down to New Philly and back today safely. On my way down, 77 North was crimped and cramped. Somebody ran into somebody and they had all kinds of emergency vehicles on the northbound side. And fortunately, it was cleaned up by the time I was coming back. So that worked out okay. My daughter has a day off, so hopefully she's going to help out with some chores around tonight. She works third shift, so she's going to be up all night. So I asked her to do a few things for me before she crashes out tomorrow. Anything else? I'm looking forward to seeing folks at the meeting on Thursday. I'll probably head down to the W8CRC there and see who's there. Wednesday night is a rehearsal, and we got a gig. I got to figure out where it is and if it's public or not. Big band gig coming up. I'll tell you, I like the question. I'll tell you, if anybody picks letter D, they're going to have to talk to me on the barometer that one of these days. I got to say E there, I think it was. It was the one that, the barometer answer. I think it was, B or D. I think D was manometer. And that seems simple enough that it might work. The one that sounded really complex, letter Baker, is going to be my answer, just because that was the most complex answer. If I had to guess a second choice, it would be Delta, but I'm going to go with Baker. Hope everybody has a great night. Stay warm, stay safe, and I hope everybody's furnace stays working. Back to W8WKY, NTAD.
I'll go ahead and second that. I hope that everybody's furnace keeps going. No problems, no issues. We just had ours repaired a week and a half ago. Timely, I might say. And I think when I talked to Pops this morning on the barometer, he says his furnace was working overtime, but it's still working, so that's good. Dave, I'll mark you down for B Bravo. Thanks for being here with us. Stay tuned for Eric's answer. This should be a good one. KE8WVV, W8WKY. Ethan, good evening. How are you? What's new? And what's your answer?
Oh gosh, hold on. Alright, that first transmission did not go well. KE8WVV, I am back here. Anyways, not a whole lot going on. Went to a racetrack for our RC cars yesterday and drove them around. And of course, my dad ended up getting to drive a Mini B, and we have a bunch of Mini T's. And for people who don't drive RC cars, the difference is one's a race truck and the other is a race buggy. That's T and B, there for you. And he found out that the Mini B drives a lot better and is now in the process of converting his Mini T into one. So he has a little bit faster car. And if you don't tell anyone, no one will know, right? Hi. Anyways, for the trivia question, I don't really have an answer. I have no clue, but he said that it would probably be A, so I'm going to guess A for him there. And don't think there's really a whole lot else. Yeah, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head. Oh, actually, one thing. Let me get a break for time here. Alright, this Saturday, the 20th, unless I'm getting that wrong, I'm pretty sure it's the 20th, this Saturday, at Wingfoot Lake State Park, there is going to be a POTA activation, and it will be with the P-Cars group, and it will be cold, so bundle up warm, but we will have heated tent. A couple of tables will be inside the tent for radios and stuff. Have a hot liquid that you can drink of some sort. We haven't figured that out exactly. And it's going to be at the Oak Tree Shelter. Again, I'll say that it'll be at Wingfoot Lake State Park in the Oak Tree Shelter. We'll have hot food, hot water for who knows what you could put in it, coffee mix or something. We'll have heated tent and tables. It will all have power, and I think that's pretty much it. KE8WVV, back to the net. 73s.
Ethan, that sounds like a fun time. this Saturday, Wingfoot League. You guys enjoy yourselves, and hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer than it has been the last couple days. I think it will be. But thanks for being here. We will mark you down for A Alpha, and look forward to talking to you soon, pal, maybe tomorrow morning. Take good care of yourself, 7-3. KE8UIB, John. John, good to hear you this evening, buddy. Hopefully work's going well. Hopefully you're home, not on the way home. And what's new with you, your darling bride? And what's your answer for our trivia question? KE8UIB, W8WKY.
W8WKY from KE8UIB. Good evening, Fred, everybody out there on the net. And yes, sir, I'm home. Most definitely home. Taking it easy, relaxing, and living the $5 dream a nickel at a time. Hi, hi. The trivia question. Well, my mom and dad are at home listening at their place via scanner. My dad's saying A. My wife's here saying C. So I think tonight I'm going to go with my wife, and I'll take C. So Charlie will be my answer for the trivia tonight, and we'll see where that ends up. With that, I hope everybody's having a good evening and staying warm. This is KE8UIB. I'm going to hand this back to Net 7-3, y'all.
7-3, John, and just remember, you cannot ruin a relationship by the incorrect answer to a trivia question. Hi. Good hearing you, buddy. Hopefully we'll get a chance to say good morning to you tomorrow on the Barometer Net. Be careful, and enjoy this evening with your darling bride. And, have a good rest of the week. 7-3. KD8SLG. Just Nick. Good morning. Good evening. Good afternoon. Whatever it might be. How are you? And I know you're going to give me the right answer to this trivia question. Over to you, Nick.
W8WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Fred, and everybody here on the net. I'm going to have to disagree with you, Fred. If the trivia question is, when is your wedding anniversary, and you don't get it right, that could cause some problems. But listen, I was a little muddled, just like you heard right there. I didn't quite hear all the answers, and I'm wondering if we could get Eric to rattle off those answers again, please.
Oh, affirmative, W8ELM, Eric. I know you won't mind going through this again. And maybe there's some folks out there that are going to check in a little bit later, and we'll be able to get them to answer the question without it being asked one more time. Over to you, Eric.
Absolutely no problem, especially for Nick. I'll give the whole question. Which of the following is not an instrument employed for meteorological purposes? A. Alpha, a sling psychrometer. B. Bravo, a pyrheliometer. C. Charlie, an anemometer. D. Delta, a manometer. Or E. Echo, a barometer. Back to Net.
Just Nick, did you copy that?
KD8SLG returning, and thank you very much, LT. I appreciate it. I'm going to go with Bravo for my answer tonight. The sling psychrometer sounds like something a psychologist would use, but I think I've heard that one before. I'm looking forward to the meeting this week. That's what I'm thinking about. I think we're going to have a good time, and dinner should be fabulous. Beforehand at Casa Nuestra, we are expecting Nick and Sandy, KF5ADE and KG5SYC. Our friends from Cibolo, Texas, are up here visiting their one of their children and their grandchildren. So we're hoping to see them there, which would be fabulous. We met them there last year. So that's what I'm thinking about this week. And once again, thanks, Eric, for rereading the question. Fred, back to you. This is KD8SLG, back to Net Control.
All right. and Nick, I have you down for letter B, Bravo. We'll see if you're correct this evening. It will be a wonderful time Thursday at the meeting. If we have our friends up here from Cibolo, Texas, visiting with us, that'll be absolutely fabulous. And hopefully everybody that can possibly make it to the meeting this week will. Anyway, Nick, thanks for being here. Got you marked down for B. Bravo. Take care, pal. AA8CS, the Presidente. Gary, good evening. How are you? What's new with you? And do you think you've got the right answer for this trivia question? Over to you, AA8CS WAWKY.
Oh, Fred. Oh, Fred. Of course I have the right answer. Of course. But first, I do want to invite everyone, Sarah members and friends, of course, to the club meeting this Thursday at the Eagles in Wadsworth. It promises to be a pretty doggone good meeting, and we're going to kick off the new year. So, got to show up. And let me reiterate what Nick just said at Casa I can't say it. Casa New something. Anyway, the Mexican restaurant there in Rittman. Let's fill the restaurant. I mean, really and truly, they will take care of us, and they would just love us to death if we could fill the restaurant. It's a really nice place. Even if we had like 2 or 3 tables, I mean, we could just fill that place up and just have a really good time. It's really the best thing we can do, short of going to a restaurant and having the meeting there, because the Casa Nuestra, it's so close. It really is so close. It is. It's a great little place. Anyway, I hope everybody can show up there. More importantly, I hope everybody can show up at the meeting. Again, it's going to be a good one. Let me grab a second.
That would be Casa Nuestra.
Yeah. Easy for you to say. Anyway, back to the trivia question. The only one I know for sure what the answer is, or what the instrument is, the only one I know is letter D, manometer. And what that is, it's an instrument that they, I do believe that it is rectally inserted, and it measures toxic masculinity, thusly manometer. I took that test the other day. The doctor thought I needed it, and they determined that I could not have a baby, which I wasn't too awfully disappointed with hearing that news. But I did register rather high on the toxic masculinity scale as determined by the manometer. So I'm going to stick with D Delta for my answer. Can't wait to see everybody. Going to be a lot of fun. Be there, and if you like Mexican, even if you don't like Mexican, they have some pretty good drinks, especially margaritas. And that's all I have. Looking forward to seeing everybody on Thursday. This is AA8CS, back to W8WKY.
All of that from our illustrious club president, AA8CS. All right, Gary, no problem. We've got you marked down for D, Delta, or Dogma, or whatever it's, I don't know. We'll wait and see if you're correct, and congratulations on your testing. We'll talk to you soon. K8PJW, Philip, I missed you this morning on the barometer net. I hope everything is well with you. We also missed the other Phil, K8PMI, but glad to have you aboard this evening. Hopefully everything is well with you and the fam. We'll throw it over to you and ask you what your answer for the trivia question is. And have you got anything else for the net?
W8WKY, KAPJW. Good evening, Fred, and good evening to all the Sarah Club netted operators and listeners this evening. Yeah, well, I kind of mentioned it last week, but the Board of Election has called me back. I'm kind of like a reservist for them. You know, when things start hitting the fan, they call in the reserves. Well, that's me. So I'm doing my diligent duty there now, and so that kind of, while the Brahminet's going on, I'm actually in traffic trying to navigate Akron. So it's kind of a dangerous thing. It's even more dangerous than operating a radio with coffee, believe it or not. But anyway, why don't you put me in the Bravo column? I'm going to follow Nick in there. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but what the heck. Let's see. Oh, I did want to mention, I guess Ken Dorsey was a little bit shy in his in and out, but he is doing a WinLink refresher tomorrow evening at the American Red Cross in Akron. So if you need a WinLink refresher, bring your laptop with WinLink installed and kind of go over all the neat things you can do with WinLink. So anyway, that's all I have for this evening. Great to hear everyone. I'll listen out for the answer. Thank you, Eric, for that. And I'll hand it back to you. This is Kilo 8 Papa Julie Whiskey. Back to the net.
K8PJW from W8WKY. All right, Philip. We've got you down for, what letter was that? B, Bravo?
Copy that. B, Bravo.
B, Bravo, we got you. All right, Philip, thanks for being in here with us. Navigate safely on the way home. I think our Board of Elections can probably use quite a few extra hands. I understand we've become a little short-staffed, not just for election days or for the preparations therefore, but yeah, even just at the Board of Elections site itself. So thank you for your service. I'm sure they appreciate it. I know I do, and we'll look forward to talking to you maybe tomorrow morning. 7-3 to you. Stand by for the answer. KC8FQV. Good evening, Mark. It's all yours. What's new, and what's your answer for the trivia?
KCFQV. Well, not a lot happening today. No, we did go out this morning early. But the roads weren't bad. But they weren't ready for Autobahn racing. But everything else is going good. But I'm on the answer at either A or B. I was trying to think that might be A. But I know a lot of people are taking B, I think. But I want to just take A. We'll take A for Aurora. So we'll send it back to the net. But A, I don't do much golfing anymore. So that's good. Starting to get rid of that. I do the golf here and there. Maybe some phlegm or whatever has to get out. But other than that, I can't complain. Doctor, he did a booster shot. I can't recall which one it was. I got it was the one I was shot. Well, he recommended it be a booster or whatever, and it was the COVID, or I can't call it COVID, or the shingles. I don't remember which one. One of them. So we did that. And the car will be a couple of days, and they'll get that done. So they guys said they didn't treat the car well before you had it. They let fluids build up in the engine. And they didn't do oil changes. Oil changes are about the cheapest thing you can do to keep a car going forever. You don't do oil changes. Yeah. And people find out you don't do them, they won't even look at your car. They won't want to buy it because there'll be problems down the road. So if you want to sell your car down the road, you'll want to do the oil changes. So we'll send it back to the net. KCFQV.
All right, Mark, I don't know what the issue was there, but an awful lot of breaking of the signal and a lot of static. I did copy you saying your answer for the trivia was A, as in Aurora, Alpha. We'll mark you down for such. Hopefully you have a good evening, and we will look forward to talking to you on down to coax somewhere. Take care. 7-3. W8CRC John. Good to have you with us this evening, and always good to hear from you. How are things with you on this New Year's celebration month? W8CRC, W8WKY. What's your answer for the trivia, John?
Good evening, Fred, and all on the net. This is W8CRC. I have used a sling psychrometer until it broke, and it was not in a psychologist's office. So I know that is not the correct answer. Let's see. Now, it could be the manometer, which I have used a manometer in a certain situation, but I think I'm going to go with B Bravo, because it could be used in meteorological measurements, but it probably is not on a usual basis. So I'm going to go with B Bravo. Let's see. So yeah, I'm doing pretty good here. All the radios are working, and I just completed a Western Pennsylvania centered contest, and on 2 meters I made a contact with somebody in Normalville, Pennsylvania, which is pretty amazing. That was abnormal to make a contact from here to somebody in Normalville. So with that, back to the net. This is W8CRC.
Normalville? I don't think that's what we've got going on here. As you explained it, I'm assured that it's quite a distance away. So congratulations on that 2-meter contact, John. Thank you for being here. Good to hear from you. And I will mark you down for B, Bravo, for the answer to the trivia question. Best of luck having the correct answer. Hope we'll get a chance to talk to you again soon. Enjoy some radio time. And hey, we'd love to hear you in on the barometer net in the mornings if you'd like to come around. I know it's 0 dark 30, and some people call it an ungodly hour, but it's a lot of fun. Take care, John. 7-3. We'll talk to you soon. Mr. Southard, W2JLS, W8WKY, looking for a response from you to the trivia question answer. And what's new with you, buddy?
Whiskey 8, Whiskey Kilo Yankee, via Fred. Good evening on your ears, sir. My answer tonight's going to be manometer. The manometer, yes, that's my choice. I was kind of on the fence between B and D. I've never played with B, but sounds like an interesting device. If I'm reading the roots correctly. at any rate. Just say hello to the neighbors. A lot of the neighbors are on the air tonight. Gary and Dave and TAD over there in Copley, and Mark is coming up pretty soon. Also, I'll say hello to our buddy Jerry and Shreve, who is going to be following me, I think I recall. So hi to you folks. And also I'll mention, because I still have 3 kids in the house that go to 2 different school systems, looks like all the schools are closed tomorrow, at least Akron school system, Copley, and my son out in Hudson. All of those kids are home from school tomorrow, so there's that. Hopefully that's helping somebody out that didn't get the memo. Anyway, thanks for having me tonight. W2JLS, back to you.
John, pleased to have you aboard with us this evening. Pleased to talk to you whenever I get the chance. And yes, your cohorts over there in that section of Summit County are all with you. And you know what? I'm glad I got a chance to say good evening this evening. Hopefully you'll have a good rest of it. And maybe I'll even get a chance to say good morning to you again tomorrow. Make it 2 in a row. Take good care of yourself, John. 7-3. We'll mark you down for manometer. KC8HDP. Jerry, it's awfully good to hear you this evening. Hopefully everything's well with you. I'm going to throw it over to you and ask you what your answer for the trivia question is, and if you've got anything else for the net. KC8HDP W8WKY.
Well, good evening, Fred. It's great to hear you being net control this evening. It's always a pleasure to check in with you or to talk with you at the meeting. And good evening, Eric. Thank you once again for another interesting trivia question. And say a special hello to W2JLS John. Good evening to you. And Mark, who follows me, KG4SCK. I hope I didn't trounce on you checking in this evening. Well, I'm going to answer the trivia question before I forget. I'm really torn between Bravo and Delta. However, I think I will go with Delta. Never heard of a pyroheliometer, but when I was able to work, used an optical pyrometer to, I worked at a manufacturer of advanced structural ceramics, and we used an optical pyrometer to confirm our thermocouple readings. So it could be used to measure some sort of heat associated with weather. And then a manometer, a sphingomanometer, measures blood pressure. So I would think that maybe a manometer could be used to measure some sort of pressure in weather. So, but I'm going to go with Delta. Anyway, don't really have anything else for the net, but yeah, everybody stay warm. Wind chills tomorrow are expected to be around 15 below. So a lot of schools are closing because of that. So if you go outside, make sure your skin is covered. So with that, send it back to you, Fred. W8WOO and the net from KC8HDP 73.
You know, Jerry, we're sitting here talking about meteorological instrumentation, and I've often said instead of being a metallurgist, I should have been a meteorologist, because that way you can be wrong 95+% of the time, still get all the gratitude, still get the wages, still get all the accolades. You might even be on television and be a star, and yeah, you'd be wrong. And who knows? They said earlier today it was going to be 21 degrees for a high here tomorrow. I have a feeling if I look at that, that's been revised. They revise it about once every 3 minutes. Jerry, take good care of yourself. We got you down for D, Delta, and hopefully I'll get a chance to talk to you again soon, or I'll see you Thursday evening at the club meeting. 7-3, my friend. KG4SCK. Mark, my pal Mark, I know you've got the right answer to this trivia question. What's new with you? And give me your answer, please. KG4SCK, W8WKY.
Hey, good evening, Fred. It's nice to finally talk to you today. Sorry I couldn't this morning. Making up for MLK Day, and workforce was 50% out, which is just the guy I work with. Hey, John and Jerry, thanks for the shout out there. 73 to you two, as well as Gary and Nick, and let's see, the magician out there. I hope you have learned how to play Dirty Santa or looked it up. I know you were asking me about that. And hello, the guy with the sailboat. Anyway, let's get on to the answer. The manometer. Well, I mean, I guess you could use it for weather of some sort, but I wouldn't in public. My manometer tells me whether I should wear synthetic or wool pantyhose. That's what my manometer does. So I'm going to go with D. This is KG4SCK back to W8WKY.
D as in Delta, Mark?
Delta, yes, sir.
Affirmative. We've got you marked down for D, Delta. Mark, thanks for being in here with us this evening. Always good to talk to you. Understand about being short-staffed, and it sounds like maybe you take a lot of the brunt of that. But whatever you do, don't work too hard. Stay warm tomorrow. I guess it's going to be a cold one, and we will look forward to talking to you in the very near future. 7-3. Before I turn it back to Eric for our answer, our long-awaited answer, I want to see if there are any stations out there that would like to check in a little bit later on the net. And if we need to, we can always go back to Eric. I'm sure he would provide the question and the multiple choice answers for us. Any stations that didn't get to check in, regular check-ins for the Tuesday night Sarah Weekly Net, please give me a call, W8WKY.
Kilo Delta 2, Hotel Charlie Echo, in and out. Thanks.
Whiskey 8, Charlie, Tango Mike, carry it, Portage Lakes, and I'll be in and out, Fred.
This is Alpha India 5, Hotel Victor, Greg in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
I copied Alpha India 5 and I missed the suffix. If you could please re-identify for me.
Yes, Alpha India 5, Hotel Victor, Greg in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
Greg, copied you that time. Thank you for checking in with us. Are you going to stick around or are you in and out?
I am in and out, unfortunately. I've got another net to get to here in just a few minutes.
W8WKY.
Greg, thanks for checking in with us. I'll mark you in and out. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk to you again soon. Probably tomorrow on the Boredom Breaker net we'll hear you. But take good care of yourself. Enjoy the next net coming up, and we'll look forward to talking to you soon. Any other stations that would like to check in with us before we get to Eric's answer? It's W8WKY.
K5 CFY, Kilo 5, Charlie, Foxtrot, Yankee, Ray in Tulsa.
K5 CFY. Ray, good evening. Are you going to go ahead and partake of the trivia, or are you in and out? K5 CFY, W8WKY. Ray, are you in and out?
W8WKY, K5CFY. I am here, and I'll hang around, but let's see. I'm going to go with Delta. We just got through with the 2-meter net here in Oklahoma, and I thought I might catch this one here, so thanks for getting me in there, Fred, and I'll give it back to you. K5CFY.
Affirmative, Ray. We have you down for letter D for the answer to trivia. D, Delta. Thanks for being in here this evening. Glad I got a chance to say hello this afternoon. You take good care of yourself, and we will look forward to talking to you in the near future. Stay tuned for our answer. Any other stations that would like to check in on the Sarah Weekly Net before we get it over to Eric? Alrighty then. W8ELM. Eric, I think it's a great question. Really great question. And you're probably going to have a lot of tears flowing after you give the answer. I'll throw it back over to you. You can repeat the question and answers for us and give us the right one. This is kind of like doing ham test online. W8ELM from W8WKY. Take it away, Eric.
W8WKY from W8ELM. Well, I enjoyed this question, and it helps to figure out the answer if you happen to speak Greek. My wife and I usually speak Greek on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Latin on Tuesday and Thursday, and of course Hebrew on Sunday and Saturday. So anyway, I'm going to go through this again. Which of the following is not an instrument employed for meteorological purposes? A is a sling psychrometer, and that means a cold measurer that you spin around. And it's actually an instrument for measuring relative humidity. It has a wet bulb and a dry bulb thermometer, and you spin that thing around to get the difference in the temperatures, and then you can calculate the relative humidity in percent. B, a pyroheliometer records the intensity of solar irradiance at a particular location, and that solar irradiance is measured in watts per square meter. C, an anemometer measures wind speed, and anemo simply means wind. So there you got it. D, a manometer, which is the correct answer, measures the pressure differential of a gas at two different points, and usually those gases are enclosed, so it's not normally used as a barometer to measure atmospheric pressure as such. And E, a barometer, measures the weight of a column of the atmosphere at the surface of the Earth. And, of course, it can be measured in various units, millimeters of Hg, and, oh, golly, some of the other things escape me. We usually go with inches. So, anyway. So the correct answer was D. AAACS, Gary had that correct. W2JLS, John. I knew Jerry was going to get this one. KC8HDP, Mark, KG4SCK, and Ray, down south, K5CFY. Going back to the manometer, in today's woke environment, that would probably be called a he-she-ometer, but I'm not really up on that terminology, so we'll just have to see Whether that is correct or not, I'll have to do a little more research on the internet. Thank you, everyone, for participating. This is W8ELM, back to net.
All right. Eric, that was fabulous. Thank you. Thank you for giving us the answer and why it is the correct answer. It's kind of cool. But our culture has some things to learn, I think. I don't know. You provide a great trivia question each week. We sincerely appreciate it. Thank you for contacting me a little bit earlier today. And I will always look forward to chatting with you and asking you if you'll provide the trivia question when I run the Tuesday weekly net. Thanks again. Take good care of yourself, Eric. 7-3, we will look forward to talking to you soon. Are there any other stations that would like to check in before we close this net up? Please call W8WKY.
WN8SCI, and I'll be in and out.
Copy that, Walter. We got you marked in and out. Anyone else? An hour's worth of fun and fine trivia. And I'd like to thank all of the stations that checked in with us this evening and participated in the trivia answers. Great hearing from everybody. I hope everybody's New Year's going along well. We're almost 3 weeks into it, starting 3 weeks into it. But thank you, everybody, one and all. And hopefully everybody has a good rest of the week. Remember our club meeting Thursday at the Wadsworth Eagles. And Casa Nuestra will be serving up drinks and food prior to that. And any information needed about BE test sessions coming up, you can go to W8WKY.org, the far right column, education column. You can scroll down and find what dates are coming about with Stefan N8WB and his team of BE test individuals. With that, I'll say thanks once again to everybody. Everybody have a wonderful, terrific Tuesday, I'll call it. And we'll look forward to talking to everybody soon. I'll go ahead and return this repeater back to normal amateur use at 9:03 p.m. 7-3, everybody. W8WKY, W88KOC. Clear.
November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Great net, Fred. Great net. Appreciate it. November 8 Whiskey Bravo. Clear.
It was fun. It was fun, Stefan. Talk to you soon. 7-3.
W8WKY.